What is up, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for clicking on the video. Today, I'm breaking down a really cool beer that I haven't had in quite some time. I found out this was released into distribution in northern Michigan. It was an allocated item. I was able to get my hands on it. It's been like 5 years since I reviewed this Lagunitas beast, guys. The Born Yesterday Fresh Hop Ale, 7.2% ABV. So some quick differences I noticed right off the bat. The packaging's different. They changed it, and they used to call this a pale ale, but now they're just calling it fresh hop ale. Farm-to-brewery in under 24 hours. So what I do like is I noticed on this bottle, instead of a Julienne date, yes, they do have that, and I always bickered about Lagunitas not putting a bottled on date or canned on date. You had to look up some dumb Julienne code. This time they actually put it on there, and I think they've been doing it for some of these, especially when it's like this fresh hop to, you know, farm to brewery, whatever you want to call it. This was canned or slash bottled on 10/2/23. So yes, it wasn't as fresh as yesterday, but today is the 13th time of recording, so not too bad. You know, this is Petaluma, California, and for northern Michigan, I believe this would be distributed out of Chicago, Illinois. So there is a location in Chicago, and then there's Petaluma, the original. I imagine that this one is the Chicago distribution that made its way to northern Michigan, but still really fresh. Like, yes, it's not 24 hours fresh, but it's still very fresh, a week old, maybe a little more. So 7.2%, my last review that I did in 2018, it was 7.7%, and I saw some discrepancies about that. Some people said that theirs were 7.4, 7.2, and then mine was 7.7. I think that was the difference between Petaluma and the Chicago locations. This one, 7.2%, and we have a little bit of a blurb on the side. If we could bottle the smell of harvest time in Yakima Valley, Washington, we would. Hell, we try every year. Today, we get the next best thing. Born yesterday. See, once hops are harvested, the flavor clock starts ticking. So we rush a select bunch of whole and wet hops on refrigerated trucks straight to Lagunitas in less than 24 hours. They arrive and immediately drop into the brew via a stupid custom-built contraption, injecting all of the precious aromatics. Special delivery indeed. Congratulations, it's a beer. So they never had that on the side. Again, my old packaging, and if you look back on other YouTube videos, it was the old packaging. It did not look like this. So I don't know what happened to this beer the last couple of years. I just didn't see it. I would look for it frequently, but I just never saw it throughout 2020, 21, 22. Just never saw it. So that's why I'm so excited to give you guys a little rant on this. This was $12.99 for a six-pack. Still really good value from Lagunitas. So let's go to a pop and see what this is about in our proper glassware, the Lagunitas glassware. So yes, kind of a long intro, but I was giving you guys some feedback and information from the past about this beer. So it's been around for quite some time. But indeed, she's hazy, unfiltered. It doesn't say on there unfiltered, but that's what it used to be, and it still appears that way, very obviously. Beautiful color, a little bit of golden copper in there, a little bit of yellow tinge. Beautiful fluffy white head sitting on top, about a middle finger worth, and we have some moderate to intense carbonation stream at the top, and we're not seeing through this beer, guys. It is indeed unfiltered, hazy, whatever you want to call it. It's that. It's just a fresh hop ale. So let's get an aroma. Yeah, man, it's the Lagunitas yeast strain. It smells delicious. Like peachy tangerine sweetness. A little bit of soft resinous honey pine. A little bit of earthy floral, just a touch of that going on, but again, like this orange kind of clementine tangerine sweetness, a little bit of like candied peach, maybe some sweet cantaloupe. And I mean, it's slightly tropical. Like, it's hard to say what hops are in here. It doesn't say. I believe they used to say on the old bottle. This one did not give a description, but it smells delicious. It smells like a candied fruity IPA. It's that signature Lagunitas yeast strain. It's hard to touch what it is. It's just, again, this beautiful fruity quality, a little bit of hoppy greenness, just a soft bit of like malty honey sweetness. It just smells great. It's stone fruity, it's tropical, it's kind of citrusy. Let's just dive in, guys. My mouth's literally watering. Born yesterday. Let's go. Cheers, Lagunitas. A little bit of dankness. dank honey floral, a little bit of pink ruby grapefruit. It's just magical. It smells good. It tastes good. It's crushable. That's what I remember this being. 7.2%. Could be your standard IPA, but this drinks so much smoother. It has like this soft wheat malty quality through the middle. Just adds intense smoothness to the beer. So it kind of offsets the hoppiness of the beer. And at the back end, you do get some of that resinous pine, but it's so subtle because these green, slightly herbaceous hops are just popping through, and then it's kind of offset by some of this malty sweetness. And that's also offset by some of that fruity quality. But again, it still finishes very dry for being this fruity and sweet on the nose. Just a fantastic drinker. I remember being able to put these down. Like I drank like 2 or 3 of them when I first tried this. And that does some damage at 7.2%. Like it tastes like fresh hops. Like if you've ever picked hops or smelled hops in a tank, it's sticky, it's kind of weedy, almost medicinal marijuana-like. That's the underlying aroma that's in there, and the taste follows as well. But again, you have these fruity qualities, like this dank kind of citrus, this grapefruit, this sweet honey tangerine. Again, the cantaloupe, the peach, and then there's like hints of like mango in here as well. So it's just kind of like all the way across the board. It's nailing these different spectrums of fruit. And then it's still kind of dank, and it's still kind of resinous and piney on the back end, but there's this crazy malty smoothness that just offsets anything that would be astringent or off-putting about this beer, and it just makes it crushable without being too sweet or too over the top on your palate and tiring. I could continue to drink these, like, you know, big hazies, like just bomb fruity New England style dippa tippas. Those get tiring. This almost brings those qualities of a New England style like dippa, but it's so much easier on the palate. It's just soft and decadent and light for being as big of a beer as it is at 7.2. It drinks so much smoother than other IPAs, because that's what I consider this as an IPA. They used to call it a pale ale, but 7.2, man, it's a freaking IPA in my opinion. Just a chewy dankness that ends up being just so fruity and fresh. I love it. This is like one of my favorite beers. Like this is why I was geeked up to try this, guys, because I knew I would really enjoy it. It's just the drinkability. Yes, the bitterness is there, and it's IPA-like, but again, it's smoother and easier to drink than most IPAs. It's hitting all the bases with being super fresh and tasty at the same time. It's, I mean, look at me, dude. Look at me. Slightly chewy, yet soft and light on the palate. Like, it's weird. It feels like it's got some grit to it, just hoppy grit, and then it just goes down like butter. Like, it's stupid. It's stupid. Rating. It's one of my favorite beers, guys. Like, it is what it is. I think I used to rate this like a 4.25. I'm going with 4 or 5 out of 5 for value and availability. This is one of the best tasting beers you're going to get for under $13 for a 6-pack at 7.2%. Stupid delicious. Lagunitas, nice job. You're still bringing the quality at mass scale. One of my favorite beers in the world. So, born yesterday, fresh hop ale, still burping up a little oniony, green, herbaceous hop bite, but I could just, guys. 4 or 5 out of 5. It is what it is. Thanks for being here. It was born yesterday. Get it if you can. See you in the next review, guys. Cheers.